Actuaries and others. I will be dealing with the generalist side of this proposal, and my seconder, Andrew Smith, will deal with the more technical issues specific in pensions. In line with the theme of this conference, I shall open with an earth-shattering statement. Actuaries are human. And even more amazing, pensions actuaries, because they are a subset of all actuaries, are also human. So you're all human. Fine. We've got that. And nowadays, all humans need to be ready and willing to retrain for changes in their working environment. And you just saw I've had to be retrained on how to use a PowerPoint pointer. So, more proof. Now, having established those facts, we now need to understand what is meant by retraining to survive. So, I went to the dictionary and I looked up the word train. And therefore, well, I'll let you read it. I hope you've had time now. Okay? To retrain, we must maintain a proper or desired level of fitness. We must continue acquiring knowledge and skills within our field. We must refocus our attention towards our central objectives, targets, and goals. And in my case, my goal is to get all of you to vote for us. So hopefully I'll manage it. Or, sorry, with Andrew's permission and help. Okay. I'm next going to put up a quote from this year's President of the Australian Institute of Actuaries in his recent presidential address. And again, you see that my training has taught me to go internationally to get evidence to help me. So it's no longer acceptable for a member practicing in an area not to keep up with developments, or for members changing practice areas or countries not to become fully conversant with their new context. Personally, I think if you don't change jobs, either within an organisation or to a new employer, every 4 or 5 years, then you're going to get a little stale. And your high-flying trajectory might begin to flatten. Sometimes, of course, one can use salary increases as an indicator of the measure of personal growth. But this is only one of the many measures, and it's personal growth in some shape or form which is needed to survive as a person. For me personally, to keep a basic level of sanity, I've had to change jobs and retrain every 4 or 5 years. I started in an investment department and moved to a life office, changed to a more research-focused role, and then got married and retrained to become, first of all a wife, but then a parent. And I'm currently retraining again, focusing on becoming a granny. In terms of work, I then moved into academia and among other areas focused on pensions, which is presumably why they invited me today. I then left academia to set up my own company, and I now find myself having to retrain and take a new role in my company every few years. I've even, despite my intense dislike of computers, had a spell as my own IT director. As you can see, it's not necessary to change companies to change jobs and roles. You'd be surprised how many potential candidates that come to GAAPS are advised similarly and are told how to change roles within their own company rather than just being moved. It's because of this desire to help people rather than just be money motivated that I'm standing here addressing you now rather than being a retired multimillionaire. I think you just need to retrain just to enjoy your career and keep it on an upward path. Well, the next thing is, will pensions actuaries have no choice but to retrain? I think this is the thing which is exercising all of your minds at the moment. And this is what Andrew will deal with. The recent budget is perceived by many as more doom and gloom for direct benefit schemes and their pensions actuaries. I, on the contrary, think that the closure of these schemes may lead to a short-term boom. But after this latest high tide has subsided, many pensions actuaries may find that demand falls again. Ultimately, though, there will continue to be a large need for pensions actuaries, as those of you who are in my workshop this morning will have found. And those pensions actuaries would have used their transferable skills, and both as pensions actuaries and as humans will have had some retraining to do. So constant retraining for everyone, and I hope to spend more time retraining to relax on beach holidays. And then I'm going to finish off with this, which says, if you don't think that pension actuaries need to retrain, why are you here doing your CPD?